So this is truly one of the most terrifying cancellations that I've seen yet, because last night, Twitter digitally nuked a man, his business, and his family. Everything. Everything was suspended all at once. And it wasn't just any man. It was basically one of the most accurate pollsters in the United States, Richard Barris, otherwise known as People's Pundit. I gotta tell you guys, this is the first cancellation I've seen that literally sent chills through my body, because it shows exactly what the tech companies will do to people who disagree with them. So there is actually some good news at the end of this story, though. There is. So like, all hope is not lost. I'm going to deliver that news towards the end of the video. But let's just think about what happened first. This article came out last night from the Gateway Pundit as this was going on. Richard Barris, known online for his popular People's Pundit Twitter account, is one of the most respected pollsters in the United States. On Wednesday, he was suspended from the platform, seemingly over some numbers that he had crunched that were inconvenient for the Democrat election narrative. But that's not actually the scary part of this. It's actually the extent that Twitter went to digitally nuke this guy from orbit. His business, Big Data Polls, his wife, Laura Barris, were also suspended. So they didn't just go after the pollster. They went after his livelihood and his family all in one fell swoop. And in fact, that's not even all, because his news account, he also has a news account, was also suspended. We can see it here. They suspended Richard Barris, small news site, PPD News. This is a digital nuking by Twitter, personal account, wife's account, polling firm's account, and news site, being unpersoned for looking too closely at voter irregularities. And see, here's more images there. Barris made waves this week when he released the findings of an analysis that he did on Michigan votes. Now, disclaimer, YouTube, I am reporting on the digital nuking of a man and his family. I am not commenting on the accuracy of what he found. I am not commenting on that. Don't you do it, YouTube, okay? I am only reporting on why a big tech platform suspended like 4 different accounts in one fell swoop to get it one person. Let's keep going. He found that over 10,000 dead people returned mail-in ballots in the state. About 9,500 votes confirmed through the Social Security Death Index are marked in the state's mail voting database as having returned ballots. Another nearly 2,000 are 100 years old or more and aren't listed as known living centenarians, the Epoch Times reported. So I'm only reading the news, YouTube. I am just reading the news from the Gateway Pundit as also reported in another publication. That's all I'm doing. According to Barris, some of these people may not be dead. Instead, they may have been made up entirely. It's also entirely possible that some of them aren't even real people. If someone is 110 or some ridiculous age, we should have their death record, but do not. And then it's talking about the voting stuff. Honestly, again, I'm like really not interested in the voter stuff. I'm actually interested in what happened. But like I said, there is actually a happy ending to this. Jack Posobiec tweeting last night that People's Pundit was restored to Twitter. He was restored. So you can see he is actually up as of this recording. His company was also restored. However, his wife is still suspended and the news site is still suspended. And according to his post on Parler, and this was 15 hours ago, they were not given a reason why this happened. He posted, also, he's at People's Pundit on Parler, all one word instead of on Twitter. You can see he has the underscore on Twitter. He said, yes, Twitter has suspended myself, my wife, the best producer in the world, our polling firm, Big Data Poll, and PPD. No reason given. And that was his report on Parler. He has not updated yet as of this recording. But I have to say, this is actually terrifying. That Twitter would dislike that a really accurate pollster. By the way, he is the only pollster so far that I know of to actually call Florida right, not only in this election, but in the last several elections. He is an astonishingly accurate pollster. He does periscopes every single day explaining the data. I've been following him for a really long time. He makes the data interesting. He explains it all. He answers questions. He is one of the few pollsters that people should actually trust. And he was doing an analysis on how many dead people might have voted in Michigan, which, based on what Tucker Carlson reported last night on Fox News, it's pretty obvious that dead people are, voting. Now, whether or not there are enough to actually make a difference in the election, that remains to be seen, and we don't know the answer to that. But he's doing an analysis of that, which is what we should be doing. The fact that Twitter not only nukes him, but his family and 2 business accounts because they don't like the results of this analysis. I mean, come on, man. Come on. This is unacceptable. And this should be unacceptable to everyone. The fact that this man's account was down for a minute, the fact that his wife is still suspended, the fact that their news site is still suspended, Twitter owes everyone an explanation on what happened last night, because this was not accidental. This was not a glitch. This was deliberate targeting of a person who was disseminating what some might believe is credible information, a credible analysis, since he's only the most accurate pollster in the flipping business. Like, Twitter owes all of us an explanation of what happened last night, because if it can happen to him, it can happen to every single one of you. And this is what the left does not understand, is that when you start down this slippery slope, to honestly have the assumption that it's never going to come back and bite you. I'm sorry, what? This stuff always comes back to bite you. It was not stop with just the right. When they are done with everyone on the right that they do not like, guess what? They're going to come for you too, because then they've got a taste for blood. And they've got a taste for control, and they've got a taste for power. And do you really think they're ever going to stop? Once all the people on the right are gone, guess what? There's still going to be a left and right, folks. There's just going to be more moderate people that are then called Nazis, which is, frankly, I'm a flippin' centrist, and I've been called a Nazi for months. So you know what? This is terrifying. Every single American who believes in our basic fundamental values of freedom of speech should be up in arms about this nonsense. Section 2... Twitter has basically just made the argument about why it should become basically like a utility, because they should not be banning people who are doing nothing wrong. And for people on the left to honestly not have the temerity to speak up about it, well, I guess I'm not surprised at all. I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed. All right, folks, that's all I've got for this one. I just thought everyone should be aware of this, but I am very grateful that People's Pundit is now back. I watch his streams as often as I can. He really is fabulous. I highly recommend him. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll consider subscribing to this channel. YouTube's really been messing with my channel lately, has been restricting a lot of my content just to subscribers. So if you are one of the 15% of the people watching this video that is not currently subscribed to my channel, maybe I've won you over today. Let me know by clicking that little red subscribe button down below, or just giving it a quick double check. If you were once subscribed to me and think you still are, just double check. That's it. That's all I've got for right now. I'll see you guys soon.